Regular meeting of the Texarkana, Arkansas Board of Directors to order. At this time, we'll have a roll call.
Director Hollibush is absent. Director Brewer.
Here.
Director Jewell.
Here.
Director Smith is absent. Director Roberts.
Here.
Assistant Mayor Harris.
Here.
Mayor Brown.
Here. At this time, we'll stand for our invocation and pledge of allegiance will be led by Director Danny Jewell.
You all bow your heads, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the wonderful day you've given us and for our great city and state. We ask that you guide and direct us in our discussions and decisions here tonight. We also ask that you reach out and touch all those in need of your divine assistance. These things we pray. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. At this time, we move right on into our citizens' communication time. I have one card turned in already. Ms. Owens.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Board of Directors. Here I am again talking about the same old thing. This Saturday, the 6th, will be our community cleanup. Still asking and inviting the Board of Directors to come and be a part of it. Again, we're hosting this year at the Mount Grove Baptist Church there at 2801 Arkansas Boulevard, and we're looking for a better time this year than we had last year. So not just the Board of Directors, but anybody that feel led to come by and have a good time with us cleaning up our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else wish to address the board? Anyone else? Seeing and hearing none, we'll move into our presentations. We have 3 service awards to award tonight. I know one of those is present with us. The 2 that are not present, we'd recognize those. Nancy Cherry in administration for 10 years, and Hugh Waltrip with the TWU for 10 years. We'll give them a round of applause. And also, we have our city manager will be awarding Tammy West with TWU 5 years. Moving right along, we'll move into our consent agenda. We only have one item on our consent agenda. It's the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting on August the 18th. What is the desire of the board for the consent agenda?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
So have a motion and a second to adopt the consent agenda. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The consent agenda passes. Moving into our regular agenda, we only have one item on our regular agenda tonight. That's item number 3. It's to adopt a resolution approving the TWU physical budget. Gary Smith and Tricia Briggs. We'll say that last week our board did conduct a workshop to go over the budget, and it was very well received. We appreciate y'all taking the time to do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, directors and mayor. We are here to give you a brief overview of our proposed revenues and expenditures for fiscal year 2026. Some of our accomplishments for this current budget year: we completed our second debt issuance in January of 2025 for just a little bit over $21 million. Johnson Controls, the AMI project is in progress. We're around 25% complete. We hope to have the final completion in about 12 months. We've spent about 50% of our bond funds for the 2023 bond issuance. Holistic Utility Solutions completed our utility bill and data audit. There were some errors found, but there was no serious billing deficiencies. Customer service is still continuing to get customers to sign up for the portal to help with their account, contact us via email. We've been working with our software vendor on a campaign to try to get that adoption rate up a little bit. The last check-in I had with Reese, we're up about 5%. The Nix Creek Sewer Trunk Main Phase 1 should be complete September of 2025, which is, what, now?
It actually is complete, we just got processed for last session. That one, just to explain it, it's 9 months overdue because of railroad. The railroad held us up. We were doing the bore under East Street, and the railroad, they have a company called Railpros that does everything for them. They came out, they approved what we're gonna do. They already approved the permit, they approved how we're gonna do it, told us to sit this way. At 1:30 in the morning, after we finally got set up, the guy said, no, it's not approved. And it shut us down for 9 months. It took us 9 months to finally get approval from the railroad. That's why it took so long.
Johnson Controls has started work on the energy audit at South Regional Wastewater Treatment Plant. And then we completed the Astera Satellite Leak Detection Project. Regarding the satellite leak detection project, they found 248 points of interest. 139 of those have been field investigated. 62 of those were actual leaks, with 38 of those being on the non-revenue side, the utility side, and then there was 24 leaks on the customer side. They estimated the flow rate of the leaks to be about 127 million gallons per year, and with those leaks being corrected, their estimated savings is just over $165,000 annually. So some of the goals we've set for FY26, we're going to start project work for the 2025 revenue bonds. We hope to have the AMI system completed, including the leak detection that we're going to put on the water mains. We hope to complete the Johnson Controls energy audit at South Regional and present the results. We're going to begin the physical identification of water service lines. We have to have that complete by October of 2027. We have plans to launch the Chemetra portal for customers so they can monitor their water usage a lot more closely and have a little bit more control over their usage as far as setting alerts and things like that. And then we plan to complete the project work for the 2023 revenue bond issuance. The Arkansas-Texas ratio for FY26 is 39.17 and 60.83%. It's down about 3% compared to the prior budget year. Texas Municipal Retirement System, the employer match is going to change and go down just a little bit to 16.24%. Employees are still going to put in 7% of their gross pay. As far as the items that affect our budget, chemical costs have become pretty stable compared to prior budget years. Aluminum sulfate, it did increase 3%, but it went down 3% last year. You kind of see the same yo-yo effect with chlorine and polymer as well. As far as salary cost, we're proposing an increase of 2% for all TW employees. And we have some additional compensation adjustments proposed to bring employees to the minimum of the pay grade based on their tenure and their position. The total for that is just over $53,000, with the Arkansas portion being about $21,000. We budget all of our salaries assuming full employment. We have 185 funded positions this budget year. The IT positions, I think there was 13 of them. They are going to transfer to Texarkana, Texas payroll in October. The budget is still going to be funded by TWU. We're proposing to add 2 new positions. The cost that I'm showing does include the salary and benefits. We propose to add a compost tech position. The Arkansas piece of that being about just over $14,000. And then we have a lab manager position, with the Arkansas portion just being almost $40,000. The largest factor in this budget for us was the increase of the group insurance. It's estimated to be about $650,000 for all the employees for this year.
On the IT, is TV still funding it? It's under Texas payroll, but it's still under the leadership of Tyler, both cities. there to answer both cities. They're just for logistics, moving it out to View, and they'll be answering just to the cities, not to View.
Thanks, Gary. I meant to mention that, and I forgot that part. As far as revenues, this is going to be year 4 of our rate increases for water and sewer. It's around 4%. And then we're proposing a new tip-in fee revenue for the compost site. We've estimated that to be about $650,000. I'm going to let Gary walk you through his grinding proposal.
No, you're right. What prompted us to look at doing this contract out or grinding, our tub grinder's down. And it's $1.5 million was what it was, 6 months ago. They've already told us it's gone up, so I don't know where it's going to be. So it's just the nature of the beast you're bringing in, what you're bringing in grinding, it wears down. And we do maintenance on it between $75,000 and $100,000 a year. And that's even on the new one, they're saying it could be even more than that, just with the electronics and everything that come with the new grinding machine. And we've been having trouble. We've been trying to put aside $400,000 a year, $500,000, whatever we could do, and just with the budget and the other expenses, we just haven't been able to do it. And so we've been checking around with other cities, what other cities do, and so that's what prompted us to look at contracting out the grinding. And the way we look at paying for the grinding is to charge commercial customers only, not residential customers, just commercial, which our grinding is about 85 to 90% is all commercial. And I know first thought was if we start charging them, they might not start coming, might go elsewhere. Well, that actually won't bother us if they do. Because right now, with all the green waste between commercial and residential we get about 250,000 cubic yards of green waste, that our mulch after we grind it up. We only need 25,000 yards of that for our compost operation. So we got 225,000 yards excess. And like I said before, used to, the paper mills, they would buy it from us. It was a revenue stream for us. But now, my understanding is they're using some type of gas. I'm not for sure, but they don't use, they use the chips for fueling for their boilers, and they don't want them anymore. And so we've got a deal worked out with a company in Fulton. We buy the grass, and they give us a really cut deal, but we're actually having to pay to haul it to them, and they're taking it just so we can try to clean up our grinding site. So if the commercials started backing off, that wouldn't hurt us at all, because we don't need it all. And most of the cities, not most of them, a lot of cities still do their grinding, but they charge commercial. We hadn't talked to anybody that's free. It's not to say they're not out there, it may be. But as I said before, in Bentonville, come January, they actually will not allow any commercial grinding whatsoever. And you actually, if you bring any green waste whatsoever, and if you bring any green waste, you have to have your ID and a utility bill of your address showing you're residential. They won't accept unless you have that. So that's an option down the road. But on these prices, we're trying to be as conservative as we could. We shouldn't want to get burned and not have the money to do what we're looking at doing. So we didn't include all the, there's a lot of other loads, the 40 cubic yard trucks, 20 cubic yard trucks, and a bunch of others that we get a lot from commercial. And so all we did was look at the small, medium, large trailers, which is probably 60, 70% of the commercial that comes in like that, but we still get the other 30 to 40 of these big yards that we're not even including that revenue. So we think it's going to be a pretty good revenue stream for the city doing this. And based on those small loads, we showed there the average daily loads that came in, and we only took half of that to be even more conservative. And then we used that with the loads to come up with the revenue. And if you look on that chart, we're looking at bringing in $652,000, which we think is going to be a low number, and our expenses, the grinding is about $2.25 a cubic yard, and doing the whole 250,000 yards, which actually I just realized I could have taken 25,000 out. It's not a big sum, but is our total expenses would be $562,000 plus an employee, so $600,000. So we're going to net just under $50,000 based on what we think is a very conservative number, revenue for the city. And using those prices we have up there, that comes out between $4 and $5 a cubic yard, to grind. Where if you go to Western Waste, someplace like that, there's between $6 and $8 cubic yard. So we're still down there. We could raise it up if y'all want to raise it up, but we're trying to be conservative, still be fair, and yet to bring us a good revenue stream in for this process. I think. And the other thing we did, we're open 6 days a week. We only based everything on 5 days a week, and then 2 weeks off a year for vacations. So we did 50 weeks and 5 days a week. I can be glad to answer questions on that, the grinding, if y'all have any.
Have you gauged the response from any potential customers?
Say it.
Have you gauged the response from any potential customers doing it this way?
No, and the only reason we didn't, because if they all quit, that's really a plus for us. You know, it's more of a burden almost to do it, but we're hoping if we get this revenue right, if it gives above what we're expecting it to be, then that'll be a good revenue stream for us. But if they decide not to, then we don't have to do a lot of stuff.
You don't have to get rid of it, I understand.
Right.
When
But no.
when are we looking at our next rate study?
Sir?
Our next rate study?
Yeah, we didn't budget for it, but after we talked, Mr. Brewer, Director Brewer said something about it too, and with the monies there, we can move some projects if we have to. We really would like to do it this next budget cycle. But because Arkansas requires every 5 years you have to do one. But we're exempt because we serve Texas too. So we just have to get Texas on board with it too. But in reality, because last time, like the mayor said, it's been years, until y'all approved this last one we did in 2022, it was decades before they done one. So we
That
don't
way
want
we
to
don't
get that
get
far
behind
behind.
the
So if we
curve
don't do
again.
it this year, next year, at the latest, we'll definitely have it in there.
Oh, I have.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm trying to catch up with the, so what you're doing, about the compost, somebody bring limbs and stuff over there, they not being charged, they not gonna get charged for bringing
Residential, no, sir.
residential?
No, sir,
You don't-
resident, no.
Okay.
We won't.
And
A
you
lot of the
just-
other cities we checked with do, but probably about half of them did, half of them did, but we just weren't gonna charge residential.
But I'm getting the gist of, I think you said that you getting another person to try to grind the things up, the limbs and stuff?
Yes, yes, sir,
Using
yeah, we're talking about,
commercial?
hiring a company. We actually have already done this,
Mhm.
because our grinder's been down for a while.
Okay.
And so we took quotes, I think it's 3 different times, and actually 3 different companies came in and ground, and all 3 of them were within a penny of each other on what they
Oh.
charged us per cubic yard. And that way we had the volume, basically in 10 days, they could grind 22,000 yards. You know, so it'd be about 120 days. If we had 250,000, it'd take us about 120 days to grind it all. So we wouldn't even be grinding all the time. We'd let it pile and then bring the companies in and grind. But way we'd do it, we would advertise, for 1 year. We're asking for proposals for 1 year from a company to come in and grind for the year based on this usage, this amount.
The companies that you got quotes from, are they local?
One of them is, other 2, they're not, but they're not far away. I don't remember where they're from. But the one is, he's over there on 67 in Manorville next to the car place. It's called BWG Grinding.
I think we had one other local,
Did we?
Noah Guile.
Oh, yes, sorry, there were 2.
We had 2
And
locals.
I guess I wouldn't know. And how's you marketing the compost that you selling?
How do we do it?
How's you marketing it, that you got compost to be
I
sold?
think we bring in about 150,000 yards, $150,000
No,
a
how's
year.
you marketing?
How do you let people know about it? We've got it for sale.
How's you marketing it?
How do you market it?
I
don't
think
know,
they
we do.
have, I think they
It's
have
on our
some
website.
samples. We do have it on our website. And I recall in the past, I know the main office where they used to do the sales, they used to have like some samples out. I imagine they have probably moved those to the compost building. And I think we should get a lot of word of mouth too. We have a lot of repeat customers with the compost.
But we get revenue-wise between 125 and 150,000 a year.
Yeah.
But with that said, I mentioned this last time, I don't think it'd be in my lifetime here as far at the water company, but EPA is coming down hard. They call it their forever chemical, the polyfluoride, PFOA, I can't remember the exact name. It's in your cookware for the no-stick pans, it's in your clothing for, waterproofing, it's in it. And there's lawsuits out there where cities are suing, some of these companies because of the expenses, but that looks like they're backing a little bit off of some of that. But if they do, if these forever chemicals are banned, because right now we're having tests for them, every city across the United States are having to test your sewer and your water to see how much is in it. But right now it's not being regulated. But there's a good chance it's going to be regulated. And when it does, it'll shut down the composting operation completely. Because you can't put that sludge in the compost, because they're not going to allow it. So then we got to come up with a way, and there's 2 ways to get rid of your sludge, is incineration or take it to hazardous waste landfill. And just on the numbers we produce, our operations manager at the sewer plant said just if we took it to landfill, you're looking at just under $200,000 a year for what we currently produce in sludge. But that's coming. It's not here yet. We're doing testing for it. That usually takes 5-6 years before EPA will come down on something after they get all these test results. It's going to be a while, but that does look like it's coming.
And the reason why I was asking why we use marketing, because I thought I used to see bags, empty bags when you go pay your water bill down on Wood Street. I thought I did.
I think you're right. I think we
I
did
think I
a
don't see
while
it
back
anymore.
have something
Right.
like that.
So that's the reason why I was
Oh,
asking.
we can do that. We can definitely bring it back.
I'm just trying to say more, let the people know that you got
Yes, sir.
sales increase. That's all.
Any other questions? Just, y'all have something else? You'll finish the,
This just gives you a comparison of our FY '25 budget to 2026 for all of our departments. We have a net increase across all the departments of just over 8%. I did provide you an explanation in the budget copy you received about kind of what's affecting those different departments.
A big part of that cost is our insurance. A lot higher, not, and employees are paying, we're under the Texas insurance, the employees have to pay, our costs gone up quite a bit, the city's absorbed quite a bit with all that said. I mean, the city's absorbing a whole lot more employees, so, I mean, we still have a great issue, but just with the cost, that's affected that quite a bit.
This just gives you an overview of our revenues compared to the expenditures. Revenues being on the left. In the first set, that's our actuals for 2024. The middle set is going to be our revised numbers for our current budget year. And on the right are the proposed revenues and expenditures for 2026. So you can see on the left, revenues are still above the expenditures. That's what we're hoping for. It's what anybody hopes for every year.
right.
So for FY '25 budget that we're currently in, we're proposing that we're going to end the Arkansas Fund with 60 days of reserves. And then for the new budget, we're proposing that Arkansas will have 61 days of reserves. The combined of all funds, Arkansas, Mandeville, and Union for this current budget year are coming in at 74 days. And for the new budget year, 81 days. Does anybody have any further questions?
I do was about two other things. So on page 37, or the, I know I wasn't at the workshop, but I got a question
You said page 37? Okay.
about the Arkansas Water Rights Fund.
Uh-huh.
I was here present when that was being implemented, about how the city bought more rights from the Corps of Engineer. About that, it was anticipating on some big company was coming, maybe Arkansas side, and they may need more water than what the city was gonna be able to try to sell more water to a company or something that needed. How is that coming? Has anybody even come in the area that may use a whole lot of water that we can utilize the extra water rights that we purchased from the?
Yeah, I don't think there's been any marketing for it to do anything like that right now. But yeah, you're exactly right. That's why they purchased the rights, because the city's sitting financially in a very good position if someone was to come and purchase it, but no, sir.
Okay.
Nothing.
And then my other question, I remember sometimes stating the fact that if an employee retire from the water company, they cannot be hired a year after from retirement. Is that still in effect, and that's based on the Texas law, or what type of law is that based on, or that's y'all policy? That if I was an employee there and I retired today, y'all could not hire me back to a year later?
I am thinking that clause that you're referring to comes from our retirement system.
Okay.
I just don't recall anything from the personnel policy that would prevent somebody from reemployment.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 90% sure it's the TMRS retirement system. They tell us you have to wait a year before you can hire back.
Okay.
That used to, you could come back as contract labor, but they don't let you do any of that now.
Okay. I was just wondering about that. That's all I had.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Any board members have any questions? If no other questions, I'd instruct the city attorney to read the resolution.
Whereas the fiscal year 2025-2026 Texarkana Water Utilities budget has been submitted to the Board of Directors for review, and whereas the TW staff recommends approval of the budget as presented to the board with income and expense allocations set forth therein. And whereas the city manager and TWU staff recommend approval. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Directors of the City of Texarkana, Arkansas, that the fiscal year 2025-2026 TWU budget attached hereto and made a part hereof is hereby approved. Passed and approved this second day of September 2025.
The city attorney's read the resolution. What would be the desire of the board?
Move for adoption.
Second.
Let's have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Could you call the roll?
Director Brewer,
Yes.
Director Jewell,
Yes.
Director Smith,
Yes.
Director Roberts,
Yes.
Assistant Mayor Harris,
Yes.
Mayor Brown.
Yes, and the resolution passes. Into board directors' commentary. Any board member have anything they'd like to address tonight?
Go back down.
Director Harris?
Okay, I got about 3 things, so I try to be. And my first question, I know, was about that cleanup Saturday at, you were having it. Is in a way, I was trying to see about trying to get some people to meet over there at Bramble Park and see about trying to clean up the College Hill area. Mr. Chris, I'm trying to ask you, I know you said in the y'all meeting, some church or something, but how can I correspond that with meeting over there and trying to clean up, or get a group and go around and try to clean up over in that area, the College Hill area and Carmichael Hill area?
We're just hosting at Mount Roadway. You just tell me the areas and we'll go and see them out.
Okay, because what I was trying to see, it was in a way to like a group of people meet over there at the park and just go, because there's supposed to be some trash dumpsters too over there at Bramble Park. So, if I'm not mistaken, I think based on the email I saw, so, okay. And then my next question, comment about, I don't know, Mayor, if you've been getting anything about a grocery store over there on College Hill on East Street closing the Save-A-Lot, and I'm hearing that a petition maybe go around, but there's some more dynamic thing going on as to why the Save-A-Lot is closing over there, and there was another grocery store over there, and now it's what's getting to be what's called a food desert, because no grocery store is be over there in the College Hill area, and people is, well, I know it's supposed to be gathering up a petition. I don't know what, because from what I was understanding, what happened, that the father died and the children were selling off the property to Save-A-Lot stores, and the remaining Save-A-Lot store on East Street, it was leased out, and it was a guy supposed to be trying to buy that Save-A-Lot, but he can only buy the building or the business and not the building.
Not the building.
Because based on, they only want to lease it out to people who own it, but the question, I don't know when that petition comes.
What is the petition for?
I don't.
Who are they petitioning? What are
They
they doing?
supposed to come up, well, how can I say this more? It's supposed to be done at well, from what I can gather, at a pawn shop on East Street. They're supposed to come in there and they supposed to be I don't know what they doing. I just saw it on Facebook that it was a petition. Somebody text me the thing that was on Facebook and telling them they can come there and sign a petition for the local government, but based on what happened with the family and all that, I don't see how we can do. But I would say this here, Mayor, is it was a store on the same process as Aldi's, called Aldi's or Aldi's, how you pronounce over there on Richmond Road. I think that Save-A-Lot that they have kind of fit their profile, and I was trying to see how can we go. I know we got an economic development team here, board committee here, and I was just trying to see how can you go about and write a letter and ask them when they come see about putting a grocery store over there. That's the only thing I can think of, because I looked on their website and they do sometimes ask for information, or you may have the road count there from East Street, but it's a whole lot more involved for a store business just to come to an area. They're looking at the traffic count, they're looking at the the taxes, they looking at the group who they be serving, but just cause the store's closing. And from where I'm hearing that, it's gonna be the city fault that it's closing, but if you listen to what I just got through said, that I don't think the city can be blamed for that store closing, but the only thing I can think of is, try to reach out and see what other store, that outlet store that, could come there, or I don't know, what other store could come to that area over there, because, like I said, it's a whole lot of stuff that's being involved for a store to locate in a certain area, you know. So I wouldn't know even where to start it, but because, I know you can ask the chambers of commerce, I don't know if nobody even reached out to them. And I did call email the Texas County Gazette and see what they're gonna do a story on that, and I don't know which way they were gonna slant their story, you know, but the food desert forming over there. But then again, there's lots of stores over in College Hill area, it's closing, closed. I know there was 2, drugstore, but that's because of somebody bought them out. But back to my thing is, I just think that if the letterhead would show that it came from the city, that would do a little bit more, because you can go to their website and they ask for recommendation for, come to your city for a store or something.
We can look into it.
Okay, and then my last thing, I see the, police chief out, and I'm saying if you ain't stepped on somebody's toes up here, you probably ain't doing your job. But, there's a house over there on 1010 Grape Street. You know, it been broken into twice. Last time, somebody got a electric battery operated, saw, you know, and other stuff, they did some damage. And the reason why I'm bringing that up, that there's a state law that 1212, 102 to 1212, 103, saying about a pawn shop had to make their stuff that been pawned, items that been pawned, available to the police and all that. But what I was trying to see is, in a way, could that be made to the public if you just don't show the person's name as to what being pawned? Because if it mean, I did try to call the police today, but that's another issue. It was taking them a long time to get there, and I don't think the police go do a whole lot of looking into it for a $80 drill. I'm saying $80 saw that being stolen. But the point what I'm trying to make is that according to that electronic record that got to be submitted, you know, a person like me would probably want to be able to look on the thing and see him, because Ward 2, believe it or not, got 4 pawn shops. So you know, you got more pawn shops than any other area in the city. You know, you got 2 on East Street, 1 on Dudley, and 1 on 8th Street. And I don't know how much theft in that College Hill area or Carmichael Hill it can be contributed to because of pawn shops, you know, but and I don't know, but I would like to see is if there's any way possible is that data, if a person like me could go and look up and see, cause I don't have the serial number of that. Like I said, I even have a lawnmower stolen from the same address, but I don't have a serial number. But is that in a way, and according to the law, and I don't know if the police is doing that now, making, well, pawn shop had to list their stuff where it's available to law enforcement electronically. And could a person like me or could the public be able to look on there and see what being pawned and see could they identify an item that being stolen from
I
them?
would check on that part for you, but anytime an item is pawned, the pawn shop enters it into Lee's Online.
Right.
And detective who is assigned the case, he'll look on Lee's Online, enter the information into Lee's Online.
Right.
to see if there's anything that's been pawned recently to match that item. And if there's not, they'll keep, if it's a serial number involved, they'll enter that serial number into Leads Online. And if there's a hit on it, if it's ever pawned, there's a hit on it, we'll get notification that it has been pawned. But the detectives do routinely check the pawn shop, Leads Online, for items matching to items that have been stolen in burglaries or thefts or anything like that. But to the,
Are you asking if you as a citizen
Yeah,
can go,
as a
can he
citizen.
as a citizen go look and see who pawned that?
on Leads Online, no.
I'm not saying.
Can he go in the
I'm not
pawn
saying.
shop?
You
looking
can go in
at-
pawn shop and look,
I'm
yes.
not saying looking at the person who pawned it.
No, you're looking for Leads Online,
You know,
correct,
couldn't a
where it's been
person
pawned.
Look at the item and see what item that's being pawned.
You talking about at the pawn shop itself?
Yeah, the item,
I don't
not,
see why they can't go in and ask if they can look at it.
well, no, not going in the pawn shop, cause anyway, could they electronically?
Just a list of items that
get
have been pawned.
pawned it, you're right.
So
Virtually the,
That's Leads Online.
That's Leads Online where everything's entered in. Anything that's been pawned, any pawn shop in Texas County or across Arkansas.
But that's not available to the public, right? That's not available to law enforcement, according to
You're
what
asking
I've seen on
if the citizens have access to that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know, but I'll look into it.
What, as a view only, not,
Yeah.
you know, just showing the item that's being pawned.
Yes.
And like I said, I don't know what's the theft, increase, you know, for, Texas County, well, really, Ward Two, but like I said, Ward Two have 4 pawn shops, you know, and, I don't know what's the, theft range, amount of crime rate for theft, for breaking and entering.
I can get those numbers for you. That's
for that-
easy.
For that area.
Yeah, I can get those numbers for you.
That and Carmichael Hill.
Yes.
So, but that's all I was trying to see, if there was some way, a person can look at the items, and not the name of the person that pawned it, make it
Yes.
sure, clear. Just make-
People have always gone to pawn shops and asked to look at items that have been pawned.
Right.
For their stolen items, they'll go in and ask, give a description. And majority of pawn shop owners, as far as I know, give them that information.
Okay.
Let them look at it.
All right, okay, but that was it, that's all.
Any other board member?
I'd like to add one thing. The Save-A-Lot deal, there's several businesses and some churches in the College Hill area that started the petition. And it wasn't to go out and recruit a Walmart or something like that, because, I mean, there is a desperate need in that area for a grocery store. Desperate, because a lot of the people walk to the grocery store in that area, and it's really a necessity. And we have talked to several local, from Linden, Texas, to, just in this area, and several are interested in it. And so I don't know how that's going to pan out, but, when you get down to the point of having no grocery stores and, at the next transit board meeting, we need to look at the routes to see if rerouting some of the buses, because some of these people, they have no transportation whatsoever. And I know we do senior citizen food boxes every month, we do commodities, but there's a lot of people that they don't qualify for that, and some of them don't have cars, and they're left with a dollar store to buy groceries at, and you're not going to get healthy food there. So I hope that something pans out there.
But what is the purpose of the petition?
It's
That's what I don't
to-
understand. What are they
it's-
signing a petition for?
It is to let the business owners know that these people are interested in having a store and shopping at that store. We've had people from the country club knocking doors Pizza Hut closed last Friday over there. There is nothing on College Hill. And it is truly becoming a desperate situation for the people that live over there, because, a restaurant's not that important, but a grocery store certainly is. And like I said, you can't buy everything you need at a dollar store.
What's the closest farmer's market over there,
Downtown,
downtown? So no produce. No produce.
Any other board member?
Mayor, I have one question for Ms. Owens. Ms. Owens, what's the start time again? I think I missed that. 8 a.m.? All right, just want to let my ward constituents know at 8 a.m. we'll be there at Mount Grove. All right, thank you. Because I've got a lot of inquiries that they want to participate. So I'll post that to my Facebook page tonight to make sure that, all of Ward 4 can see that. Thanks.
Tyler, you got anything?
No, sir, not tonight.
Anything else? Any other business? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion for adjournment.
Second.
Before we do that, our next meeting is Monday, September 15th. I have a motion and a second to adjourn. Could you call the roll?
Director Brewer?
Yes.
Director Jewell?
Yes.
Director Smith?
Yes.
Director Roberts?
Yes.
Assistant Mayor Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Brown?
Yes, we're adjourned.